started. First of all, thank you so much for giving your time. I sent you a participant information sheet and a consent form. Do you consent to giving this interview?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I'll get started. I won't take much of your time. First question: how many years of practical work experience do you have in e-commerce, logistics, and supply chain management as a whole?
I've been working in this industry since past 16 years now, and I've worked through multiple verticals. This includes international deliveries, including DHL, local deliveries, including British American Tobacco and Nestle, and
Mhm.
then courier business, which is a last mile business. It's with
Mhm.
TCS for the past 8 years,
Mhm.
and right now working with a startup.
So, can you inform us your current job title designation?
Okay, my current job title is Manager Commercial Operations
Mhm.
for Pakistan.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Now coming to the e-commerce logistics, do you see this field is doing better than ever before?
Yeah, I believe there has been a very substantial change in the whole process. It's improved, it is improving, and it's improving every passing day. Yeah.
Sir, to you've also seen, we all have witnessed COVID. So after COVID, what do you see, in what ways the growth of this industry has been aligned with environmental social governance, ESG protocols, uh, as we strive for greater efficiency and sustainability?
Well, I believe COVID has actually changed the whole dynamics. It has pushed the manufacturers and the sellers, and obviously the cloud business and the internet business so far that most of the ordering, the processing of all the articles has moved to a more uh, tech-based solutions, online solutions, and we have actually seen uh, this J curve going in the demand of online business. It has reached, I believe it's still a prolonged J going on. It hasn't been at its mature stage. So yeah, they have increased. They are pushing their businesses, but uh, in a global perspective, I believe uh, sustainability is one part they still need to improve because uh, the overwhelming pressure of production and selling online has increased so much that it might have disturbed their sustainability goals, except for the few very, very compliant organizations. I
Mhm.
guess there's a lot of room for improvement for them.
So in this industry, as you see, customers experience matters. How crucial is this experience for a customer? Any key elements you want to share
Customer experience in what context?
in the e-commerce industry?
Let me check your question as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's question number 5, uh, about how crucial is the customer service
how
experience.
can customer experience in the e-commerce study? What are the key elements that contribute to exceptional customer service? Okay, okay. So customer experience is obviously very crucial, not for e-commerce, but for every platform that is buying and selling.
Yes.
But for this e-commerce industry in particular, the biggest element is that of trust. Because having a brick and mortar store and walking in over there, checking out the products physically, experiencing the environment, talking to the staff, having their queries resolved by a person in hand, that is an absolutely different experience as compared to uh, a customer who is ordering online. So
Mm.
the brick and mortar store is more of a physical interactive sort of customer experience. It has its own implications. This online buying is more of a trust based experience for buying. It revolves around the customer's trust, and I believe it's much more delicate to manage. It becomes a responsibility and it may become a liability for the organization if you cannot handle it properly. So, as far as this purchasing is concerned, you have to trust the supplier. You have to and I would say blindly trust the supplier, because there has been a lot of mushroom growth in this industry. So you can see a lot of suppliers coming in every day.
Yes.
So the products and the trust part is there uh, through blindly trusting them. And once it's breached, the customer now, in this industry, the customer will never walk in back, right?
Yes.
In case of a brick and mortar store, if there's a problem, the customer will bring back with their product and they may claim or whatever the process is. But in this, they are even confused that somebody will respond for the second time from from the seller's end or not. Especially in markets that are under development, underdeveloped countries, it's a much more issue of a trust rather than trust on the person on the back of the technology who's running the whole business, rather than trusting the system and the process.
Right, right. The next question is about the ERP systems. These
Hmm.
systems are designed to integrate all the process flow within the logistics business. So, how effective do you find these are really in practice within the organizations? Do you believe they present significant opportunity for the efficiency of this flow?
Okay. ERP solutions, obviously, they streamline the process, they ease your work, they reduce the manual processing, they reduce the clutter of cost, people,
Yes.
uh, documentation, and again, we are talking about a global perspective, not in the perspective of specific market, but you will see a stark difference when it comes to the markets of South Asian region and the globe, right? So here the markets are more document oriented rather than process oriented.
Mm,
The other than this area, you go to Middle East, the companies are more process oriented.
mm,
So as long as the processes are in place, ERPs are obviously
yes.
efficient in terms of cost and time saving, which is time is the actual money, right?
Right.
So yeah, ERPs have been doing an amazing job, but the processes have to be very robust.
Yeah.
An ERP should again become a facility rather a liability on the employee
Right.
to
Right.
ease the process.
Right. So about the inventory management, inventory management is a major challenge for large e-com companies. DHL or Amazon or any other retail stores. If you say, what specific issues do you think these companies face?
Well, I have worked with DHL. I know the network
Mm,
since 2009 personally,
mm,
and I have been following Amazon. So that is one point I may not agree. Maybe
right.
maybe that there's a difference of opinion, because I'm sure you must have extracted these questions from a certain set of literature, right?
Right.
So
Right.
we can go back to that literature, we can validate the dates, and we can check out the follow-up documents in that, because these Amazon, what we have seen is actually finishing the physical stores, and they have all this robotics involved and robots doing the job,
Right.
and I mean, globally, there can be no bigger giant than Amazon when it comes to e-commerce industry, and there can be no bigger giant than DHL when it comes to the global delivery system and the forwarding mechanism. So I guess they are not facing that much of challenge. Yes, but inventory management per se in itself is a big challenge. Yes, it
Right.
is. Definitely it is. And that only comes into place, the problem comes into place where you are not following the set protocols, you are not following the global coding systems, you are not following the protocols, you are doing it manually, you are pushing in manual documents.
Mm,
So either uh, you aspire to become Amazon and you build up systems as good as their system are,
mm,
or else you keep on suffering, learning, removing them step by step.
right. So also, we see, are operational costs the most significant hurdle in this e-commerce sector?
Sorry, can you repeat?
So Are the operational costs the most significant hurdle in this sector?
I believe operational costs are not a hurdle.
Mm.
They are sort of a necessary evil in this sector. You cannot let go of them, right? When it comes to, just give me a minute. I guess my battery is failing.
Yeah,
Just give me a minute. I guess there's some problem with the power supply. Just give me a
no
minute.
problem. No problem.
Yeah, sorry for this. Yeah, operational costs are a necessary evil, as I was saying. You cannot eradicate them, but yes, you can somehow reduce them. You can include route optimization in the process.
Mm.
You can add one to many features in whatever ERPs you are using, whatever tech you are integrating with. You can try to reduce them, but you cannot actually finish them completely.
Right. Yes, exactly. The next question is about the urban deliveries. You work in a metropolitan city and also looking after the whole country operation, but uh, there is a stats about worldwide stats that there is going to be increase in more delivery vehicles in 100 cities worldwide. uh, do you see this development as a blessing or a curse for this industry and urban environment?
This is question number nine, right?
Yes, sir.
The demand of for urban last mile delivery expected to the demand for urban last mile delivery to descend by 2030, resulting in more vehicles in 100 cities worldwide. Yes, to use a development blessing. Okay.
Mm.
Uh, so obviously it's a blessing for the industry. There is no doubt about that. But yes, it's as long as we are using gas vehicles, it's an environmental problem. This disturbs the global sustainability. So yeah, this is a
Yeah,
problem. This is definitely a problem. The way we are seeing, see, me belonging to a certain age group, we are the ones who have seen the whole transformation being a millennial from um, mid 80s and now to we have seen those telephones and all those cassette recorders and all. We have seen this change
yeah,
and we have gradually adopted to them, but we are not as fast adopters as these Gen Z and
right.
then Gen Alpha people are coming in. So when it comes to 2030, uh, I seriously doubt that there will be. I mean, they will be expecting something to be delivered in a helicopter or maybe in a drone. So
Yeah,
uh,
correct, sir.
it has its own cost, and obviously, keeping in view, people are getting uh, their lifestyles improved. They are getting more conscious about the diet. So we are also expecting uh, a rise in birth versus death ratio, which is
Right,
also a problem, which is putting pressure on the global population. So this does not only mean that there will be more ordering. This also means that there will be people, next generations and people getting, I mean, more population ordering more through online. Those who are not adopted to tech converting to tech,
mm,
increase of knowledge. So this all gives a combined effect on the delivery system, which is obviously through vehicles primarily. So if we don't opt for a sustainable solution, it will be a problem. It will definitely an environmental problem for us.
abs- correct, correct, sir. Uh, the next is about the automation, warehouse automation. You already mentioned about using robotics and advanced software systems. These enhance operational efficiency. Do you agree with this assessment? How do you see AI shaping the future of this industry?
I see AI as a blessing for the industry.
Hmm.
I am one of the early users of AI, and I have seen it reduce your processing time,
Right.
right? This reduces the processing time. But that does not mean that we stop thinking. The brain should not stop processing. The physical
Hmm.
processing gets improved, right?
Right.
So it has improved a lot. Obviously, consolidating years and years of database, plugging them with ML modules and all. So yeah, AI is a blessing if rightly used, but it should not stop your brain from using it efficiently and effectively. So AI is a blessing, and automation, accuracy, scalability. Yeah, this all gets connected. These are all components of the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
So yeah, uh, they
So
AI will only help improving things.
right.
So yeah.
So now you know the customer expectations are rising day by day. There is a push for faster delivery in this e-commerce logistics. But at the same time, the sector has seen a significant environmental toll. Do you view ecological disruption as a critical threat to this industry?
I somehow I cannot uh, connect these two in context of being an environmental threat to the industry,
Hmm.
because when you talk about common people, everybody is not a researcher and everybody cannot link the whole chain, right?
Right.
The cause
Right.
and effect and the whole, I would say, the butterfly effect that the industry is having or expected to have in this 2030 that you're talking about. So, I mean, how would my 7 year, 8 year old kid understand that whatever I'm ordering through an online platform is becoming a part in disrupting the whole
Hmm.
ecological system by adding more trucks to it,
Right.
right?
Yes.
So,
Right.
at a customer level, it may not be easy to make people understand this. So, yes, they are connected, but at the same time, until unless every single user who is a part of this is aware of the impact, what impact is
Hmm.
going to create in the next few years. Uh, if they are not understanding, if you cannot understand a thing, uh, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not happening, right? So, as far as
Right.
the question is concerned, uh, people expect ecom to work swiftly, uh, but at the same time, they need to be educated
Hmm.
about the whole impact that their pressure is building on. But again, e-commerce is a facility, right?
Right.
Uh, you can use it for a certain up to a certain level.
Hmm.
It may create a push. Now, obviously, out of the two evils, you will select the lesser one, right?
Right.
This
Right.
the ecological disturbance that this e-commerce industry is expected to bring in next 20, 30 years
Hmm.
is still comparatively very, very, very low as compared to that person sitting in his car,
Hmm.
starting it, driving it all the way to the brick and mortar store for one single order, and then bring it back. right?
Right.
So it's comparatively, so I would say one vehicle on the road, 120-foot truck on the road is bringing in orders,
Mm.
obviously guzzling out a certain amount of fuel,
Yes.
disturbing the environment. But this one truck
Producing
is
carbon.
saving around 2,000 people
Right.
not to come out of their house and start their cars.
Yes.
So it's a smaller evil.
Yeah.
So if you look at it in the relative terms, it it might have its impact, but going to that level, trying to finish that impact, if you don't have an alternative method, a
Hmm.
third alternative method, I guess it will stay there for a longer period of time.
Valid point. Valid point you shared with us. Today, customers demand not only faster delivery times but also greater control over their delivery options. They need their tracking as smooth as possible. Is real time tracking solution to these demands, as demonstrated by Amazon or DHL? We've seen they have very great real time tracking. Does faster delivery increase operational costs?
Okay, so let me discuss one more point with you in this context.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to an organization which is an emerging startup in the logistics industry. We are mainly into B2B business, and we have been trying to work out options specifically because of this real-time tracking in context of the delivery, right?
Right.
So there are two very major key points. Buying a complete delivery, real-time tracking delivery module from Google
Mm-hmm.
is much more expensive when it comes to operational cost as compared to the periodic or timely refreshing of the GPS location.
Okay.
When we use a lot of ride-hailing services over here in our country. So when
Mm-hmm.
you place a ride which costs hardly, if I talk in terms of pounds, uh, it hardly costs 1 to 2 pounds, right? So we do see that vehicle uh, at a certain point, and then after a few seconds at a certain point, and then after a few seconds at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
which means they are using this refreshing tactic. Though I am not very technologically sound, but this is very obvious because real-time tracking moves every second.
Yes.
But refreshing of location is just refreshing of GPS location, just
Yes.
refreshing of app, right?
Yeah.
So that feature is comparatively a much more cost-effective solution as compared to the real-time tracking.
Mm-hmm.
Because if every customer starts to buy this real-time tracking for the rides, the cost of APIs and all will skyrocket, and you may not able to sustain the cost,
Yes.
especially for a smaller uh, ticket size, right?
Mm.
So in that context, uh, GPS tracking is obviously a demand of the customers. Real-time tracking is a demand, but I believe there are solutions to that because every the demands of customers you cannot stop, right? Just give me a minute. There's an important call coming in.
No problem. No problem.
Sir, my co-founder is in government meeting right now, and he's
Mhm.
asked me for a certain set of information.
Yep.
So we are at which question?
The question number 12.
We, we are at 12. Can you just give me like 5 minutes
Yeah, no
so we
problem.
can continue after that? I just to provide got to provide some important information to them.
No problem. No problem, sir.
Okay,
No problem.
I'm online. Let's just give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Sad. Just got stuck in something.
No problem, Zen, no problem, no problem.
So where were we?
Question number 12. We were
Question number
halfway
12.
through. You were going to share 2 points. You had shared one.
Just give me a minute. Let me recalibrate myself. Just a
No
minute.
problem. You were talking about the GPS tracking is obviously a demand.
Yeah, the GPS tracking is required by all the customers, but it's not an affordable option for all the companies that are providing
Right.
the services.
Mm,
And given the economy that is boosting, it's mainly depend on new coming startups. So startups, uh, they came in a different fashion a few years back, but now I guess the concept of just spending at a loss is
mm,
reducing, and every customer and every investor is looking more into transactions that are more profitable.
mm,
So when it comes to that, you have to be very cost conscious. Even there are ride-hailing companies over here that don't even give their APIs for the location. You have to type the pinpoint location and then they connect it with uh, the ride. So say they only get the location from the map and the
mm,
text from you, and then they connect it and they don't use the APIs because APIs even have their certain cost. So
mm.
this is how they're reducing the cost. So mapping and giving a live delivery solution is not an affordable option for everyone. And obviously, the impact of this whole thing goes down to the customer. The customer has to
Right.
pay for the ride, right?
Yes.
So if we look at it from that angle, I don't think that there should be alternative solutions. There should be other solutions to reduce the cost.
Mm,
But if it's not a very active requirements or the products are not that uh, or of that nature that require a certain sort of tracking in terms of value or in terms of the whole truckload or uh, millions of inventory. So I don't think for every small transaction, GPS tracking is another because customers' demands are non-stop. We have visited a customer in logistics that said, "I also want a camera and a picture of how my product is being carried." So,
right.
and they are not willing to pay anything additional for that.
Mm.
So the demand of the customer is never ending. There's a point you just put your foot down and say, "Stop! Hey, this is what I can do,
This is
and I
what
have to do it smartly."
Yeah, this is what I was coming to next. The major companies like Amazon, Alibaba, Walmart, they have monopolized the online shopping, and that at the same time has raised consumer expectations. So, how do you see the future of this industry in evolving in the light of these developments, consumers' expectations? Any trends you see will shape the industry?
I just believe checkpoints, RFIDs,
Hmm.
uh, what would say, scans and timely updation of the
Right.
whole journey is
Hmm.
something which should be good enough for
Hmm.
the customers. If you are not Amazon at the moment,
Hmm.
you cannot uh, behave like one. You cannot spend that much on the tech.
Hmm.
Amazon has taken around 35 years to come to the
Hmm.
level they are right now. And if you
Exactly.
are starting off a new business, even if you have been into business since past 7, 8 years, you cannot build the level of tech that they are using.
Hmm.
And let me tell you one more thing. Every good feature has its downside, right? Like when we talk about Walmart,
Hmm.
Walmart, when I was in marketing at that time, back in 2007, 8,
Mhm.
at that time we used to study that Walmart is a national threat, right? Because of the dependency of the consumers. If
Hmm.
they go on a strike on a particular day,
Yeah.
people will starve, right? So similarly, Amazon, I'm not sure if that Amazon is using their own maps or they're collaborating with Google, or I'm not
Mhm.
sure about that. But if Amazon and Alibaba, if they are giving tracking and if they close it today,
Hmm.
it will be huge revenue impact on the organization that are providing the support services
True.
because
True.
the
That's
weight that they carry in terms of revenue,
yes.
it will impact the whole industry, not
Yeah.
only. not only the Google or the map provider itself, it will impact the whole industry. So
Right.
yes, they can be an aspiration. They can be something to follow. You can learn from them, but you cannot become them overnight. And there is, I personally believe there is no reason to spend so much of cost. You can find AI is there. You can find alternative solutions. You can find smart solutions, and you can make it something out of it.
Right. So the e-commerce logistics, but it really depends upon the customers. They enjoy online shopping. It frees them from travel costs, and they have an access 24/7 at the tip of their fingers. Is this a major blessing for the logistics companies, the e-commerce logistics?
Yes, as long as people get what they want with the tip of
Mhm.
their fingers and the trend is increasing, yes, it is a blessing for the logistics industries. Uh, but then again, it is a flip side. If you are not operationally ready or operationally capable to handle the product loads like we see on Black Fridays and events,
Yes.
if you are unable to handle that, again, this uh, brand asset becomes a brand liability
Yeah.
overnight,
Yes.
right? You are unable to deliver, you were not able to work out on your delivery muscles. You marketed, you worked, and you could not build your muscles, believing that the supply partner will do all the rest of the job. It's
Just
not
losing
easy.
that trust.
It may be a blessing for the logistics industry itself, but the
Yes.
e-commerce seller, the increasing pressure if you're not working parallel on your operational muscle, your operational wing, this blessing will become curse in no time.
Yes. That.
So if you want to, I mean, if you want to keep an elephant, you have to keep the doors big.
So,
Even though elephant is a baby, but one day it will grow up,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So you need to feed that. You need to feed the whole system. You need to make it completely ready for that.
Right. At the same time, there is also a growing trend for click and collect options, where you can place your order yourself, but picking up from the retailer or the warehouse or in person. Do you believe that delivering these kind of service um, efficiently is becoming challenging?
Okay, I believe this relates to an Amazon store where they only test the product and then even they don't have to charge the card and they just
Yes.
walk out, right?
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
It is like a drop off solution for some companies, and then there is pickup service as well. I believe Daraz also does that, where it you don't want to get the stuff delivered to your house or office, but there are some certain points where they deliver, like a store or something like that, and you can pick it up at your convenience whenever you're free, right? So is this kind of service becoming challenging or anything, if you've been aware of this kind of thing?
I'm not much aware with the whole model.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me try to understand if I'll give a customer's perception on that because we deal with
Yes.
these customers every day.
Yes.
Sorry. Because of buy online, but pick up the
Yes.
product from the retailer in person. Okay,
Yes.
the shops model.
Yes.
What good does it do?
But I believe if I am a customer myself, I am in office, I don't know my schedule, right? Will I be available at that place when a courier attempts the delivery? So it is more convenient for me that I can just pick it up from this place or a shop um, at my convenient time. Look, this is somebody who doesn't know, he will be at that moment of time to receive the parcel or anything.
So, I believe there are multiple angles to it. For some, it can be a facility.
Mm,
For some, it cannot be a facility.
mm,
For those who want to experience the shopping, this is of no use.
mm,
This only what I assume out of it is it's only limited to a certain number of people who are not at home when the order comes in,
mm. Yes,
right? So
right.
the first funnel that you bring it down to is they have left for work.
Yes.
So rather than I this is my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
rather than opening a complete store for the purpose,
Mm.
why don't you just build a feature of deliver on a certain time?
Yes.
This,
The,
I mean, why would I
giving
open the
out the
store?
slots, delivery slots, you're saying, yes.
Yeah, you can give me the delivery slot. This time I'll be home. You can charge extra for that. In fact, it's all spending the whole capex and opening a store and then putting the stock and then waiting for the customer to come and pick. Why don't you
Yes.
charge a
Yes.
little premium that would be equivalent to what expected amount of fuel the customer might be burning for that?
Absolutely. That is a
You
good
can
idea.
put in delivery slots and
Yes.
then you can schedule them
Yes.
and then you can schedule your AI. You have AI, you have
Yes.
vehicles, you can route them accordingly and whatever impact it is the customer if a customer is because I personally don't believe in the fact that I go back to home then I can go out or on the route out of the whole traffic and hustle
Hmm.
in a very stressed life of a metropolitan city. I have to stop at a certain point, open my seat belt, close my car, go out, pick up stuff, put it in my car. Then if I have ordered for delivery, I want the delivery. Give me the delivery. Why should I get this last mile done by myself? I mean, you are
Correct.
breaking the last mile into two phases. There's no
Correct.
need for that.
Yes.
This is my
Yes.
personal opinion because if I believe if comparatively I reach at home by 6 and delivery comes at 7, I'll be happy to receive it.
Right.
That's it, right? So and then that from the seller's perspective, it's no capex involved.
Yeah.
In fact, an additional revenue involved.
True. True.
So
Thank
it's
you
not
so
necessary every innovation has to give you some benefit.
Yes, exactly. That is true. Thank you so much. Your valuable opinion and your valuable experience. This is going to be a great addition to my dissertation. Thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
Very much obliged. Have a good day. Rest of the day.
Same to
Thank.
you, same to you. Thank you so much. I hope it works well for you. All the best for your
I
assignment.
will share the recording with you. I
Sure,
will
sure,
share.
sure.
Okay, and then I ask you if it's a good to go. Then I'll start work on it.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.